Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. My name is JP Hampton. I'm behind the camera today. You can't see me, and this is my outdoors and DIY channel. So today we're doing a little bit of scouting along the Kern River. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to take you along the lower Kern, places that I like to fish, and parts of the upper Kern, places I like to fish there. Now, I have not been any further than this right here in at least a month, so conditions have changed since I've been up here. So this is benefiting me as well. So I hope it benefits you too. Feel free to look at the chapters down below and you know, skip along as you see fit. These are those types of videos that I always look for, you know, on the fishing channels that I watch. And a lot of times guys just keep posting all these videos of catching fish, and they don't actually tell you the conditions. So, ooh, that was a bumpy road. But here we are, and hopefully this helps you out. I'm looking at these water levels here in the canyon. Now, I didn't see the river before I got into the canyon, but these water levels here, they are very, very disappointing. It looks like I'm looking at the river you know, late July, August. I don't see how this river is going to sustain much of any life this summer. Looking at your, you know, 2021 summer outlook or forecast, I would say that in the canyon there's probably going to be some pretty good catfishing. There's probably going to be some decent bluegill. The bass, you know, whether largemouth or smallmouth, they're probably going to be hanging out in the deeper pools. So as soon as the temperature heats up and we get some consecutive 100-degree days and we really enter into summer, that water temperature is going to get really warm, and it's going to be hard to sustain most of the trout life. So probably going to be some good sucker fish down there. There's going to be some good carp. So keep that in mind when you guys are planning your trips for this summer. All right, so I'm just up here now. Been looking up between Democrat and what would be the outlet of Isabella. The water is a little better here, not for this time of the year, but it's still down, but it does look decent. It does look fishable. I have not fished it this morning. I probably won't. Maybe this evening I'll fish it. But as of right now, the water looks pretty decent. So just to recap, lower Rich Bar, upper Rich Bar, I think they're going to be terrible by midsummer. This area right in through here is probably going to make it up until August, because they're going to have to let the water out. So this area between the Isabella Dam outlet and Democrat, there's a campground actually. So what is that? Democrat Hot Springs or Democrat? There's a weird Democrat Fall. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, between those two locations, fishing looks like it should be decent all the way through at least the 4th of July. So we're going to continue on up here. We're going to take a look at the upper Kern. Just might make a little stop in Kernville first. All right, so I just drove over the outlet. It actually looked pretty good. There are 9 million people there fishing, camping, doing whatever. But yeah, you can see here, this is where they just raised the level of the lake. I don't think it's going to be necessary this year, but yeah, I believe they raised the auxiliary dam 16 feet. We're going through French Gulch Marina area right now, and see if we got any crappie fishermen down there. Yeah, there's quite a few. So if you're ever looking for crappie, this is the place to do it. And sorry if you think I'm spot burning, but join any Facebook fishing group and you'll know exactly where they are. So talk to those guys. But there's 6 or 7 boats down there. You've got these guys up here that are parked, walked underneath the bridge. This is actual French Gulch. So fishing through here, It looks pretty decent, and you know, from the pictures I've seen on Facebook, they're doing okay. I'm not a crappie fisherman, so. So this is Hungry Gulch and Boulder Gulch. Nice little decent places. Looks like they're both open this year. They were closed last year with COVID, so that's nice to see. Get up here, get your camping in, you know, before it gets hot, because it gets miserable right here. Sometimes it's hotter here than it is in Bakersfield. Saw a lot of forest trucks go by, Forest Service trucks. I know they had a couple different fires up here. There was a fire just, you know, last night or the night before up in Bodfish they were dealing with, so I hope we don't have another crazy fire season like we did last year. The good thing is a lot of that fuel burned up last year and it didn't regrow this year because we didn't get any rain. So now we're coming into Kernville, just went through Wofford Heights. Tilly Creek Campground looked like it was open, so that's good. But all the flats that are normally fishable right behind Wofford Heights right about now, early June, it's usually pretty good. It's just empty. It's just a river going through it. I mean, there are some sticks out there. There are some flat spots. Here we are by the cemetery. Plenty of water flowing through right here. Just not what you would expect. It's down probably 3 feet from normal right here. So, I know this sounds like a very depressing video, but these are the videos that I wish I could find on YouTube instead of having to come up here and make the drive myself. It'd be nice if there were videos out there, you know, people that actually lived up here that did this. But alright, here we are coming into Kernville. Make sure that whenever you pass through these places that you stop and support your local businesses. So this is my first stop of the day. I'm actually going to go right in here. I love this little Shell station. They've got a decent cup of coffee. I'm going to get some coffee, maybe get a bite to eat, and then we'll continue this journey. Alright, so we're just going on down the water and check this out here at the Kern River Park. Right here in Kernville. I'm just curious about the water clarity and those things. Just saw a guy pull a fish out of the water over here, so I know there's fish. What do you think, little squirrel? How's the fishing? Yeah, so the water's actually cleared up quite a bit from what it was just a week ago. So I'm gonna stay here, eat my donuts, and drink some coffee, and then we're gonna head on up the river. Man, these are probably the freshest little donuts that I've had in a while. These are good. All right, well, if you guys are ever looking for, you know, kind of up-to-date fish stalking, that guy right there at the Riverview Lodge, I think he's King of the Kern on YouTube. He usually does a pretty good job of following the trout truck around this town. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that right there, but right next to the Kern River Fly Shop now is McNally's Outpost. Honestly, probably one of the best burgers within, I don't know, 200-300 miles. So if you guys are ever looking for a good burger and you don't want to drive all the way up to the regular McNally's, you know, the old McNally's, that one right there in town is supposed to be really good. All right, got a few campgrounds closed, got some of them open. All right, just continuing on our way. We're gonna go up, right up here, you know, Kern Lodge. The brewery is right up here. Honestly, there's the brewery. This town's got a little bit for everyone. It's a really cool town. I don't know that guy, but he looked like he was pretty awesome. So, here we are now, moving on into the upper Kern River region. This is what I truly consider the upper Kern River. This is the 20-mile section before you get into the wild trout section. And I'm just gonna go through the 20-mile section, and then that'll be it, because I'm probably gonna be fishing the wild trout section and doing another video on that. So look out for that video, see it when it comes out. But as for this video, let's go ahead and let's continue on. Let's see what's going on with the rest of this river. And I forgot to mention back there too, Kern River Fly Shop. That's one of my go-to places for any of my supplies. I mean, oftentimes I will put off that Amazon or that Walmart order, just knowing that I can come up in there and talk to one of those guys. They're very knowledgeable, and they're always willing to help you out. I wear a lot of their gear. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just kind of like what they do. Guy Jeans, he's on YouTube. I know that he also has a premium site. So he's got his normal Kern River Fly Shop site, and then he's got his premium site that you can pay for. I think it's like $1.99 a month, and that comes with the up-to-date fishing techniques, and he also does some update fishing reports. So those are always handy to have. All right, but just thought I'd give that shout out and put that in there, because I probably wouldn't be where I was at as a fisherman if guys like that did not exist. So we just went through Headquarters Campground, or actually we're going through it right now, and it is packed. This is probably going to be another busy camping season. I know a lot of people got into camping this year, with the shutdown due to COVID and all that other stuff. So, yeah. And also, not all the campgrounds are open. I know that was Headquarters. This is going to be Camp 3. Camp 3 is closed. The fishing in here is usually pretty good when the crowds aren't around. And even then, when the crowds are around, you can come in and find a nice deep spot that nobody's fished. You just have to beat the swimmers there, because the swimmers will come in, the rafters will come in. But the water clarity, everything looks really good right through here. It looks like we're not in May. It looks like we're more in July, but right now fishing should be really good. So yeah, here's Camp 3. The sign said it was closed, but it looks like it's open. Hey, that's good to know. I wonder if there's going to be other places up here that the sign said was closed that they're going to be open. I guess we'll just have to keep checking. So just a little bit about this river. Now, if you're trying to stalk the trout truck that is stalking the trout, if you're one of those guys, I don't judge you for it. I mean, and we all have our own way that we like to fish. Now, if you're looking for the trout truck, you got to remember that the trout truck has to be able to get to the river. So when you look and see where they stock, odds are that the trout truck is going to be going in the same exact places that all these rafting companies are going in with their rafting trailers. So the trout truck should be able to back straight up and get into the river. Now, those places are also going to be heavily fished, because everybody up here knows that, hey, that's where the trout truck was. And so let's see here. This is Chico Flat. Chico Flat doesn't look too busy. Oh, look, it's closed. But there's still people there. But anyway, back to the trout truck, back to the way that this works. So if the river is easily accessed, everybody up here is going to access it. So this thing gets hit almost every day, either by the locals or by everybody coming up from Bakersfield, and then on the weekends you got everybody coming up from LA and so on. So there's a fly fisherman right there. But now just a little bit, you don't have to like get way crazy off the path here, but just walking a quarter of a mile will eliminate a lot of the people that want to go down there with an ice chest and drink. So that's Hospital Flat. It was open, not a lot of people there. 1, 2, 3, 4 campers down there. So again, yeah, you're gonna get, whenever you get those easy accessible sites, one of the things I don't like about them, even if the fishing is good, is you get a lot of trash. You get a lot of old line, fish hooks, broken beer bottles, lost flip-flops and, you know, clothes, graffiti. There's a bunch of different stuff there that I don't like, and therefore I don't usually fish it. Now, there are a few of them that are pretty clean, particularly the put-in and the takeouts for the rafts. Those are usually pretty kept up, either by local cleanup crews or those businesses that are utilizing those spots. So I encourage you to do your part. You know, when you're walking through here and you get tangled up in some line, just take it out with you. No sense in leaving it out there in the water. So the water, speaking of it, it's nice and clear. It looks really good. So we're going to continue on up here. That's a really good spot, that first cattle guard. If you ever want to hike down in there, that's a really good spot to fish. Especially, believe it or not, especially in the winter time when that little creek's running, or early spring, it's really good. You got to remember, parts of this river, they're open year round. All right, so Springhill North. A lot of people there. Everybody got camping equipment this year. Ooh, we got some travel trailers. Oh, that was an old retro like my old one. That was cool. So if you're wondering where I'm headed, I actually bought a new 2-weight fly rod a while back that I have not used yet. So I've got a 2-weight fly rod. I broke my 3-weight Redington, so I'm waiting on that to be returned to me. If I can find that video, I lost that video. I caught some really good fish and lost that video up here fishing on that 3-weight, but snapped it. So anyway, that's where I'm headed. I'm headed up to some of these small creeks that I normally hit around, you know, July or so. I just don't know if those creeks are going to be running in July. So I'm going to try to get up here right now and fish them before all the water disappears. So I keep passing a bunch of fly fishermen that I see. They're rigging up their stuff. We're getting into some really good fly fishing country up here. Once you get above those campgrounds, the fly fishing gets really good because you don't get as many of the people coming up here that don't know what they're doing. You start to get more experienced people, and anyway, that just leads to a better experience altogether. But I see that they're wearing jeans, they're not in their waders, so I would not necessarily, I'd get in the water in certain parts. I wouldn't wade out into the middle of it. I think the flows are right around 500 to 600 cubic feet per second. So, see, there's a few people down there in Caulkins Flat. But anyway, what I was gonna say is I think in about probably 2 weeks or so, we'll be back down around 300 or 400, and then you start to get a little safer wading. Remember that if that river is flowing, let's say 500 CFS, it's flowing that regardless of how wide the river is. So a cubic foot is a cubic foot. Now, if you take that cubic foot and you spread it out 150 feet across the water, then that water is going to be moving a lot slower than, let's say, spreading it out 20 feet. So you got to keep that in mind. All right, here's Caulkins Flat. You see there's quite a few people there camping. This place right here will fill up completely, and this little parking lot area that they have down there will be packed bumper to bumper. Across the street will be packed. That dumpster that they have right there will be filled up to the top. Everybody will walk this road all the way up here. They typically walk this road right here with their little inner tubes and all that other stuff, and they float back down to camp. All right, just going past Caulkins Flat, or not Caulkins Flat, yeah, it was Caulkins Flat, but going past Soda Springs now. We're getting up in here, should be getting pretty close to a few other fishing spots. I'm not gonna show you my little hidey holes or whatever, but I will show you this spot right here. This is McNally's. So you heard me talk about the other McNally's outpost earlier. This is the original. So this used to be like a whole little resort area that kind of burned back in the McNally fire back in I believe it was 2010. That was a massive fire. Actually changed the course of the river in some locations due to mass land movements and you know, landslides. There's Fairview Campground. I Can't see down in there. Doesn't look like there's a lot of people. Anyway, that place burned back then, but then they opened up their steakhouse. They've got their little hamburger stand, and that place is magnificent. It's probably hands down top 3, probably, yeah, top 3 burgers of all time. So really good place. All right, now we are above Fairview Campground. Any of these places right in through here, it's like whenever anybody asks me on my channel, hey, where should I fish? I always tell them Fairview. So any of these places right through here where you can get to the water. A lot of people come and swim here, but this is like the last location. We've got Limestone Campground up here, but this is really the last spot that people come to. This is a long drive for people coming from Bakersfield looking for a place to cool off. So that means that you can park here and you can walk to a lot of these locations. And what I always look for, where the water gets right up against these limestones and creates these big deep cutouts, and the trout fishing. It can be phenomenal at times, so keep that in mind. This is the Fairview Dam. This is what if you look up the water flows and you see Fairview Dam, this is also typically they stock a section up here, and this is the last point that they stock. So I can't remember the section exactly. I think it's like section 6. They have it, or it could be section 5. They have a spot above and below to where they stock, and you can find all that on the Department of Fish and Game. If I had to guess where they stock, I'd say right there's a good chance. I don't usually get up here and follow the trout truck, but there are people that do, and you can probably find them on YouTube. So this area right up here, right before you get to Limestone Campground, you got to remember it stays in the shade a lot longer than everywhere else along the river. So in the summertime, it's usually a lot cooler through here, and in the winter time, this is usually a great afternoon fishery. You got to remember, in the wintertime, the water's cold. The fish actually rely on that sunlight to warm up. So in the summertime, they rely on the shade to cool down. Trout are very funny that way. That's why they, stay in the undercut banks. And let's see, Limestone Campground. There's a few people there. Limestone's not very packed at all. You just gotta take my word for it. I'm looking over the edge. But yeah, you just gotta remember they're hiding under the rocks, and that's why they behave the way that they do. So, all right, well, this was a little bit of a different video. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, just kind of trying to help people out that needed help. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Hopefully I can do another one in the middle of summer, keep you guys updated, and we can go from there. But last little place to see. This is Brush Creek. This place is usually packed elbow to elbow. It doesn't look too bad. So again, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, you found it helpful, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe. Stay up to date on certain things. Tag along for the DIYs. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get tired of watching people catch fish all the time, and I like to watch different types of videos. So I try to keep my channel working that way. All right, well, I will catch you on the next video. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned.